Hi and welcome back to Orderflow Mastery. This is Orderflow Tools 105 Deep Stats or Orderflow Values. This is an indicator that I think it's very, very useful for scalpers and traders that can be summarized in different ways, can be visualized in different ways. There's so many data and it's basically a table that shows you the values of each candles related to order flow. And this is how it looks like. It's the chart down here. And based on how you set it up, it will give you some information, okay? And you just find it in the indicators under deep stats or order flow values. And there's a lot of them, okay? There's literally a lot of them. We're not going to go through all of them now. I'll tell you my favorite ones on this indicator specifically are total volume, delta volume, and delta percentage. So I want you to go to delta volume, select text, delta volume, select text, not ignore. You're probably going to get delta NT. I want you to put ignore, and delta percentage text. That's how you activate it, and that's how you have it. Now, let me show you a little bit how it works and how it's calculated. When you take a footprint chart just like this one, you're going to have, as a reminder, ask traded. So aggressive buy orders that lifted the ask. So traded on the ask, aggressive buyers. And bid traded. So aggressive sellers accepting accepting buy offers and selling to the bid, hitting the bid. So this would be the total bid traded, and this will be the total ask traded. So if you sum it up, 19 total bid traded and 20 total ask traded, you get the total volume. So bid traded plus ask traded is the total volume, which in this case would be 39. If you do bid traded minus ask traded, you get the volume delta. Okay? So you take all the bought minus all the sold aggressively, and you get this. That's volume delta. So delta is answering to the question, who was more aggressive? Who was the predominantly aggressive participant inside of this candle? And by how many contracts? By how much? Well, 1 over around 40 contracts, it's not a lot, right? Buyers were this was a pretty balanced candle if you look at the effort that was put in. But the result is sell. So you want to use delta always in the context of effort versus result, which is, the basics of volume spread analysis. And, if we go even back to the early stages of Wyckoff theory. So whenever you take a look at order flow stats in this table here, this is what you'd normally see. Total volume on the orange one, which is the total volume traded on each candle. The volume delta, so instead of doing bid, or better, ask traded plus bid traded, you're going to do ask traded minus bid traded, and you get the delta. So the delta tells you the net aggression of a candle. But as we will see, it could also mean absorption. This one here is the delta percentage. So in percentage, compared to the total volume of the candle, how much of that volume was aggressive selling? In this case, 6%. In this case, 20%. In this case, 10% was buying, aggressive buying. So it gives us, with a very simple number, a summary of the order flow of each candle. So it's very, very useful. And this will come in very handy to spot significant candles. For example, inside here, inside this chart area, in this time frame, you had 2.6, 2.6, 2.3, 1.7, 1.7, 3.2, 3.2, 1.6, 5.9. Well, this is a candle that has way more volume than all the rest of them. And we also see that it has a huge delta compared to the other ones. Hence, a huge delta percentage compared to the previous ones. Plus, it's a very big candle. And you will see, if you look at what's happening inside, you will see that there's something going on here, right? There's a big sell, aggressive series of orders that are trying to be blocked by a buyer, and eventually that buyer fails. Sellers, these big sellers are in control, and the auction moves lower. This is stuff that you simply do not see with price action, okay? So a big trader, there was a war between two big traders here. One was in the bid, one was selling onto it, and one prevailed clearly and sold thousands of contracts and caused a huge swing in price. This is an extremely good sign for a breakout. It's just objective that during this breakout, there was a lot more volume. There was a lot more money involved in this candle that you simply cannot see. Even this candle was big. This candle was big, yes. But this candle had volume. This candle has clear institutional interest that you can see with numbers, not by guessing. This was a wall of orders that got completely ran through, and we moved below. And this is the power of order flow. And we can use this as our map for overall order flow activity. And you will start noticing something. You'll start noticing, for example, that most of the breakouts, not all of them, but most of the breakouts that hold happen to be high volume breakouts. For example, here, what you'll typically see during a breakout is an increase in volume. So we had this as a main range at 4,000, 5,000-ish. And whenever we break out, look at this, 8,000 contracts, 700 delta, which is at least 10%. And then we move high. Whenever there's a lot of volume, a lot of aggression, a lot of delta, typically the breakout will hold because there's an imbalance, there's a clear imbalance. And again here, you can compare. Oh, there was a lot of selling going on here, right? All of aggressive selling, 18% delta, 1.2 thousand. Where are they? Very small candle. Why? Oh, look at that. Something went on here. Something was absorbed here. Interesting. But what happened after? We tried to auction lower, absorbed again. This is a big ass candle, but a flat delta. That's a discrepancy. And what happened here? Oh, there was an aggressive buyer that got absorbed as well. I can start seeing, first I have my indication below here, and then I can go like a detective into the details and realize a lot of liquidity here, a lot of liquidity here, a lot of money here, a lot of money here. Okay, so this is what we also call a liquidity pocket. So a specific area with a lot of liquidity, a lot of trading going on. And once that's broken through as well, guess what happens? We move higher. How do we break? We break above the range. What happens? High volume. Again, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7. 15% delta, 20% delta, big aggression, boom. And we fly higher, okay? So this is how this tool can be useful. I'll see you in the next one.